After 2.5 years, we finally got an event that brings us to the land of Laterano. Let's look at the event details that you guys will need to know. First thing to look at, we're going to head into the Lateranian Desserts, which is the event store this time around. Like all mega events, this one has normal stages and EX stages, so all the rewards are going to be huge. You have many tier 5 materials to get. Of course, the welfare operator potentials are here. There's tier 4 materials as well. Tier 3, lots of EXP, skill summaries. You've also got a lot of LMD that you can get. So you want to farm out as many of the materials as possible in this event because they're all free stuff after all. Then let's take a look at the task. So the tasks are pretty much the same, with GA5 giving the welfare operator that is Enforcer. So Enforcer is a pusher specialist. We'll talk more about his kit later on. And then for the stages of the event, right now I only got the normal stages featured. The EX stages will open on the 23rd of September, as you see written over there. So for the normal stages, the best farming stages is going to be GA6 to GA8, with GA6 giving Sugar Pack, GA7 gives Loxico, and GA8 will give Coagulating Gel. If you can't clear GA6 to 8, you can still play the event via GA1 all the way to GA5, because all these stages will still give high drop rates of materials, and you can still farm the event currency that way. If you can't clear GA8, or you can't build a proper stable farming squad because of the annoying dodge that the boss is able to give to the enemies, then don't farm GA8, you can just farm GA6 and 7 during this event. But otherwise, yeah, don't worry about missing out on some materials. You can always farm the materials that you can't get in this event outside of it during the story stages itself. Alright, then for the medals, I think there's only one trim medal this time around, which is for GAEX7. But it hasn't dropped yet, but if you're looking for that rainbow medal, then this is where you need to take note. I think that's all the event details that you guys need to catch, so let's go to the operators. We've got a new banner this time around, which features the 6-star that is Fear Meta, or Fire Meta, whichever that you prefer to pronounce, sorry. I would call her Fear Meta more often. As for her branch, she is an AoE sniper, so it's the same archetype as W, Meteorite, Shiryuki. And it's a very fun operator as well. We'll also look into her kit later on. She's accompanied by a new 5-star that is Kazemaru, a doorkeeper, and within the banner there's also Executor. So if you get a 6-star, there's a 50% chance that the 6-star will be a Fear Meta. Whereas if you get a 5-star, because Executor and Kazemaru are sharing the same odds, each of them actually have 25% of a share. So there's a 25% chance that you'll get a Kazemaru if you're looking to get her during this banner. Alright? That's all I need to know in terms of banner-wise. We go to the store. There are new skins that you can find this time around, which is from the Epoch series. So you have beautiful gowns and dresses for the characters of Silac, and you have Mulberry and Tuye. Then at the same time, there are 2 skins rerunning, which were from the original Dust event. There was the Rainbow Six Siege one that has Schwartz and Liskam that you can purchase right about now. Then there's going to be another new furniture set as well. This is Laterano Notaro Hall Lounge, which gives some really beautiful furniture like the angel sculpture with a shotgun, and there's a lot of marbly stuff as well. It costs 2,000 furniture parts, which is very cheap. You can get the other half of the furniture set as you play the event as an event reward. So quite easy to get that full Blast 5000 ambience dormitory from here. And that's pretty much all that you need to note. In terms of EN voices, there are 3 operators getting EN voices, which is Kazemaru, Enforcer, and at the same time there is also Fear Meta. So my Fear Meta, I've set her to the English voice. Actually, I think I set all 3 to English voice because I thought they were all pretty darn wonderful, especially Fear Meta's one. I kind of prefer it a little bit over the JP voice. So in any case, I want to show you guys the mechanics of the event as well as a bit of sneak peek as to how the 3 new operators work. So we're going to play GA7 with this squad right over here. I'll slow down to explain the various parts to you guys. Alright, so the event has all to do with the towers that you see here, which they call the Gelato Shop. The Gelato Shop have a unique ability whereby for all the operators that you have within range, they're able to give 1 SP at a regular interval. So you want to use as many operators who can attack the towers as possible to keep the towers within your control. That way, you can get the SP spam that you want. If the tower is in the enemy's control, then that will give SP to the enemy, whereby they will gain ammo. So that's the uniqueness of this event, whereby the enemies are able to also have their own skills. Now Fiammetta over here, she has a talent whereby when her HP is over 50%, her attack increases. And when it's over 80%, it increases even more. So you want to always be giving a healing source to Fiammetta, whether it's Skadi Outer, a healing defender, or a medic. She's a phoenix, so she actually loses HP over time, but it will never fall below 1 HP. So it's very mission critical to protect her, and if you're able to give her the buff, you'll see her attack go up pretty damn high. So when you have the tower in your control, if there's any enemies within range, it will actually stun the enemy, which can help you a lot. I'm gonna remove my Vanguards, not needed anymore. Let me just place Saria here first. And then I'm gonna set up Kazemaru along with Bagpipe. Now let's turn on Fiammetta's skill so you can take a look. So this is Fiammetta's skill 3 that I'm using right now. Fiammetta's skill 3 is a fixed mortar gunning position whereby she's able to just click on the furthest tile away from her and then continuously launch a diamond-shaped AoE attack. The closer the enemies are to the center of the diamond, the more damage they'll take as well. So pretty unique and fun stuff. Let's turn on Horn skill to help out. Let me remove Blue Poison, not needed anymore. I'm gonna have Enforcer here, and I'm gonna remove Fiammetta. Now I want you to take a look at the bottom here. So this enemy is able to cause your operators to not have their skills to be used. They can't attack, they cannot heal anyone when they are in this stun ability. So you've seen this before in Break the Ice when you fight the boss that is Dagon Breaker. So too bad, Bagpipe is gonna die. Let's see how Doorkeepers work. So I'm gonna turn on the second skill of Kazemaru, where she's able to summon her substitute to help her out. So this kind of is like a phantom clone effect, except that the clone doesn't have any block. Now because Kazemaru has been killed to the point of 0 HP, her substitute is going to replace her position and come on in. And she's able to deal a arts damage bomb at the very moment that the substitute appears. So it's a very interesting skill whereby Doorkeepers have a very high survivability. They're able to basically stay in the position that they are in the map, have 0 block, and then come back in their original form, as you're gonna see in a little while. Just like that. Very, very cool stuff from Kazemaru. And I want to show you guys some things about Enforcer. So Enforcer's second skill is extremely unique. His skills does not deal any damage when you turn them on, but it has very high utility. So normally if you use a Shaw or a Feeder on their second skill, they can only push forward enemies that are in front of them. But Enforcer is a bit of a first of a kind, whereby even though there are enemies behind him, when you click on his skill, he still pushes all the enemies. When enemies collide with each other, they will actually be stunned. Or if they collide onto a wall, they'll also get stunned. So that is some really, really fun stuff to note about Enforcer over here. I think there's one guy who wants to kind of go past. So we do the same thing again. We push him, they slam into a wall, they get stunned, and then they can just get help there, in a sense. So the fact that he doesn't actually deal any damage on his skill could be really useful. Because for example, if you have that Sarkaz Sentinel that you see in Arknights Memoir, let's say you don't want to trigger his flag, you can turn on Enforcer's skill, you push the Sentinel far away, and then afterwards you still don't trigger him. You don't cause anyone to wake up. Pretty unique stuff that Enforcer is able to give. So those are like a sneak peek as to what these 3 operators can do. I think they're all pretty darn fun, although Enforcer and Kazemaru a little bit niche. Some people might argue that Fiammetta is niche as well, but I do think her damage potential is very high. And she's also got a very fun skill too for you to try out. All the skills are offensive recovery. If you've got her already and you built her, I recommend you to try to take her for a spin during integrated strategies, because there are some maps where she can be really good. Apart from that, that's all you guys need to note, and I hope that you guys will be enjoying this beautiful event of Guiding Ahead with all the great lobby VGM and stages VGM as well. Alright, that's it from me. Bye to you guys.